Breaking news, Viking Nation. The first revelation is about to detonate inside US Bank Stadium and beyond. Two legends are clawing their way back from the darkness. A rookie quarterback is about to face his childhood demons. A backup battle has been settled with championship experience, and a potential game-changing trade target just threw down the gauntlet that could reshape everything we thought we knew about this season. Each of these earth-shattering updates could redefine the future of this franchise, and you're about to witness exactly why Monday Night Football in Chicago might be the most explosive debut in Vikings history. The storm starts right now, and if you bleed purple and gold more than you hate the Packers, you better buckle up, because what's coming will leave every Bears fan questioning their existence. But hold on, as shocking as that preview is, the next revelation cuts even deeper into the soul of what makes this team championship ready. We're talking about two absolute warriors who've been fighting through hell itself to get back on that field Monday night, and their status updates just changed everything about how this season could unfold. Harrison Smith, the safety who's been the backbone of our defense for over a decade, has been battling through a mysterious personal health matter that's kept him sidelined since August 11th. This isn't just any player. This is a guy who's intercepted more passes than most receivers have caught touchdowns. A leader who quarterbacks our secondary like a field general commanding his troops. For weeks, Viking Nation has been holding its collective breath, wondering if our defensive captain would be ready to guide this young secondary into battle against Caleb Williams and the Bears offense. Then came Friday's injury report, and suddenly the clouds started to part. Harrison Smith was upgraded to limited participation, meaning he's back in the building, back in meetings, and building up his workload for Monday night. Kevin O'Connell said it best when he mentioned that Harrison is continuing to get his full strength back. And after everything this man has given to this franchise, seeing him fight his way back is exactly the kind of inspiration this team needs heading into what could be our most important season in years. But Smith isn't the only warrior clawing his way back from adversity. Christian Darrisaw, our all-pro left tackle, who's been protecting quarterbacks like a brick wall since 2021, suffered one of the most devastating injuries you can imagine last October. Torn ACL and MCL in the same knee. The kind of injury that ends seasons and sometimes careers. But here's the thing about Darrisaw. He's not just any offensive lineman. He's arguably the best blindside protector in the entire NFL when healthy, and Friday's injury report showed exactly why this organization drafted him 23rd overall. Darrisaw was upgraded to full participation, meaning he's not just ready to play, he's ready to dominate. Think about what this means for JJ. McCarthy's debut, instead of having a backup tackle trying to handle Montez Sweat and the Bears pass rush, our rookie quarterback gets the luxury of having an elite protector watching his back. O'Connell mentioned there's a good possibility Darrisaw plays Monday night, and after 10.5 months of grueling rehabilitation, the fact that he's even close to returning ahead of schedule tells you everything about his character and determination. These aren't just injury updates, Viking Nation. These are statements. Statements that this organization doesn't just survive adversity, we use it as fuel to become even more dangerous. And just when fans thought the injury news couldn't get more encouraging, here comes the next bombshell that's about to flip the script on everything you thought you knew about this young quarterback's readiness for prime time. JJJ, McCarthy isn't just ready for Monday Night Football. He's more prepared than he's ever been for anything in his entire life. And that includes winning a national championship at Michigan in front of 100,000 screaming fans. When our franchise quarterback stepped to the podium on Wednesday, the confidence radiating from him wasn't the fake bravado you sometimes see from rookies trying to convince themselves they belong. This was the quiet, steely confidence of someone who's been building toward this moment for 501 days ever since the Vikings selected him 10th overall in the 2024 draft. Most prepared I've felt in my life, McCarthy said, and those 6 words should send chills down the spine of every Bears fan who thinks they're getting some overwhelmed rookie on Monday night. This young man has been studying with Carson Wentz, learning from a quarterback who started games in playoff atmospheres and Super Bowl environments. He's been working with Kevin O'Connell, who knows exactly how to develop quarterbacks in this system after what he did with Kirk Cousins and Sam Darnold. But here's what makes this even more incredible. McCarthy admitted that the emotions he felt playing at Michigan were actually more intense than what he expects Monday night. Think about that for a second. A guy who played in front of 110,000 people in college football's biggest games says he's more prepared now than he was then. The preparation isn't just mental, it's spiritual. McCarthy has been visualizing every possible scenario the Bears defense could throw at him, working on staying locked into the simple things and reacting to what the defense gives him rather than trying to force magic that isn't there. Josh McCown, our quarterback's coach who played for 20 years in this league, has been preparing McCarthy for exactly these moments. And when you combine that veteran wisdom with O'Connell's offensive genius, you get a rookie who's walking into Soldier Field like he owns the place. The best part, this homecoming story gets even better when you realize McCarthy grew up 30 minutes from Soldier Field, and now he's returning as the starting quarterback for the team that's about to make the Bears regret every decision they've made since drafting Caleb Williams first overall. Stay with me, because what comes next will absolutely redefine everything you thought you knew about how this season might unfold. And it involves a beloved Vikings legend whose career timeline just became the most emotional storyline of 2025. Adam Thielen isn't just back in Minnesota for one last ride. According to his former Panthers teammate Xavier Legette, our legendary wide receiver knows this is going to be his final season in the NFL. And he specifically requested a trade back to Minnesota because he wants to finish his career where it all started. This isn't speculation or rumors from unnamed sources. This is coming directly from someone who was in the locker room with Thielen in Carolina. Someone who watched him make the decision to push for this trade because he knew 2025 would be his farewell tour. Think about the emotional weight of that revelation. Viking Nation. Thielen, the undrafted kid from Detroit Lakes who made it to the NFL through pure grit and determination, who holds franchise records for receptions and receiving touchdowns, who gave us some of the most magical moments in recent Vikings history, is coming home to ride off into the sunset wearing purple and gold. Legette revealed that Thielen was adamant about getting a deal done with Minnesota, even taking a $2 million pay cut to make it happen, because playing anywhere else for his final season would have felt like betrayal to everything he's built in this state. He knew this was going to be his last year, Legette said, and those words should hit every Vikings fan right in the heart. This man could have finished his career anywhere, could have chased one more big contract with some random team, but instead he chose to come home to the organization that discovered him, developed him, and watched him become one of the most beloved players in franchise history. Thielen's familiarity with O'Connell's offense means he can step in immediately and provide the veteran presence that J.J. McCarthy needs, especially with Jordan Addison suspended for the first 3 games. But this is about more than just football. This is about legacy, about finishing what you started, about proving that some things matter more than money. When Thielen takes the field Monday night in Chicago, he'll be wearing that number 19 jersey for what could be one of the last times. And every reception, every first down, every touchdown celebration will carry the weight of a career that's meant everything to this fan base. But that's not the only fire burning inside this franchise. The next revelation is even more explosive because it involves the quarterback battle that's been settled with championship level experience. The mystery surrounding who would back up J.J. McCarthy has been solved. And the answer is a quarterback who's been to the mountaintop and knows exactly what it takes to win when everything is on the line. Carson Wentz has been officially named as the backup quarterback on Minnesota's depth chart, Aaron. And this isn't just about having a veteran presence in the room. This is about having someone who was literally an MVP candidate in Philadelphia. Someone who's thrown passes in playoff games. Someone who's been in Super Bowl environments and understands the pressure that comes with being the second most important person on the roster. Wentz working out for the Vikings on Saturday and signing on Sunday wasn't just a roster move, it was a statement that this organization is serious about surrounding McCarthy with every possible advantage. The former second overall pick brings something that Sam Howell and Max Brosmer simply couldn't provide: the experience of having been the franchise quarterback, of knowing what it's like when an entire city is counting on you to deliver. Kevin O'Connell specifically mentioned Wentz's intelligence and his ability to pick up systems quickly. which is crucial when you're talking about a backup who might need to step in at any moment and execute game plans without missing a beat. But here's what makes this even more perfect. Wentz grew up as a Vikings fan in North Dakota, so this isn't just a business transaction for him. This is a childhood dream come true, and that kind of emotional investment can make all the difference when you're talking about a backup quarterback who needs to be ready to save a season if necessary. Josh McCown, our quarterback's coach, played alongside Wentz in Philadelphia and knows exactly how to utilize his strengths while minimizing any weaknesses. The fact that Wentz was willing to wait all offseason for the right opportunity and then immediately jumped at the chance to join Minnesota tells you everything about how he views this situation. He's not here to just hold a clipboard. He's here to help McCarthy develop into the franchise quarterback we believe he can become, while also being ready to step in and lead this team to victories if called upon. And listen closely. The next 72 hours might be the most decisive in determining whether this franchise can add one more game-changing weapon that could turn a great offense into an unstoppable force. While Vikings fans have been celebrating the return of Adam Thielen and the development of JJ McCarthy, there's another wide receiver situation brewing that could completely reshape how opposing defenses have to approach this Vikings offense. Jakobi Meyers, the 1,027-yard receiver from Las Vegas, has officially requested a trade, and Minnesota has suddenly become one of the most logical destinations for a player who could be exactly what this offense needs to reach championship levels. Think about the timing of this potential opportunity, Viking Nation. We're dealing with Jordan Addison suspended for 3 games, Justin Jefferson managing a hamstring situation, and a receiving core that could use more proven depth behind our superstars. Meyers isn't just some average receiver looking for a new home. This is a guy who caught 103 passes for over 1,000 yards last season in an offense that wasn't nearly as sophisticated as what Kevin O'Connell has built in Minnesota. The Raiders reportedly don't want to trade him, but they also just signed Amari Cooper, which suggests they're already planning for life after Meyers. And here's where it gets interesting. Meyers took a pay cut to get out of Las Vegas, which means he's prioritizing winning and situation over money, exactly the kind of mindset that fits what we're building here in O'Connell's system with JJ. McCarthy's accuracy and Justin Jefferson drawing double coverage on every play, Meyers could easily exceed those 1,027 yards and 4 touchdowns he put up in Las Vegas. The connection between McCarthy and Meyers wouldn't just be about adding another weapon, it would be about creating the kind of receiving depth that makes defenses choose their poison. Do you double Jefferson and let Meyers work in single coverage? Do you try to bracket both and leave Addison or Thielen in favorable matchups? There's no right answer when you have that kind of talent across the board. The Vikings have been connected to receiver upgrades all offseason, and while Thielen's return helped address some of those needs, adding Meyers would create the kind of offensive firepower that could carry this team through any defensive challenge they might face in January and February. And if this week felt like an earthquake, what's coming Monday night could be the aftershock that topples the entire NFC North hierarchy and announces to the football world that the Minnesota Vikings aren't just ready to compete, we're ready to dominate. Everything we've discussed today, from Harrison Smith and Christian Darrisaw fighting their way back to full health, to JJ, McCarthy's unprecedented level of preparation, to Adam Thielen's emotional homecoming for his final season, to Carson Wentz providing championship caliber backup experience, and even the possibility of adding Jakobi Meyers to create unstoppable offensive depth. All of it points to one unavoidable conclusion: this franchise is positioned for something special. Monday Night Football in Chicago isn't just JJ. McCarthy's debut. It's the beginning of a new era in Vikings football, one built on the foundation of legendary veterans mentoring the next generation of superstars. When our rookie quarterback takes his first snap in the same stadium where he watched his first NFL game as a 4-year-old Bears fan, he'll be protected by an elite left tackle who conquered a devastating injury, guided by a safety who's overcome personal adversity to anchor our defense, and surrounded by receivers who represent both the glorious past and the limitless future of this organization. The Bears think they're getting some inexperienced rookie they can rattle with pressure and crowd noise. But they're about to discover that this Vikings team has been forged in the fires of adversity and shaped by the kind of leadership that can't be taught in film study. If you believe in the Vikings more than you hate every other team in the NFC North, smash that subscribe button right now and let the football world know that Monday night in Chicago is just the beginning of something legendary. Think this was wild? Just wait until our next video breaks down exactly how this team is going to shock the entire league, because the real Avalanche is just starting to gain momentum, and every other team in our division should be terrified of what's coming next.